This is a Bigjigs wooden railway Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway engine number 957 train model. The Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway Class 25 is a class of 060 steam locomotive. They were introduced to the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway in 1876 by new locomotive superintendent William Barton Wright, and 280 were built in total. Of these, 230 were later converted to saddle tanks by John Aspinall to become Landwehr Class 23. The locomotives passed briefly to the London and North Western Railway (LNWR) in 1922 and then to the London, Midland and Scottish Railway (LMS) in 1923. The LMS gave them the power classification 2F. In 1948, the surviving locomotives, 23, passed to British Railways (BR), which numbered them 52,016 to 52,064 with gaps. Withdrawals began in 1930, but 23 locomotives survived into British Railways ownership in 1948. The last engine, BR 52044, Landwehr 957, LMS 12044, was bought for preservation in 1959. ND has been based at the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway since 1965. It starred in the film The Railway Children as the Green Dragon. It was out of service from 1975, but was returned to steam in 2001 in its BR guise as 52,044 before being painted in its Landwehr guise as 957 a few years later. Its boiler certificate expired in early 2013. After a couple of years on display, overhaul started in July 2016. A sister locomotive, Landwehr Class 23 No. 752, rebuilt from Class 25 as a saddle tank by Aspinall after 1891, was also bought for preservation and was based at the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway alongside 957, until being moved to the East Lancashire Railway in Bury for complete overhaul. The Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, Landwehr, was a major British railway company before the 1923 grouping. It was incorporated in 1847 from an amalgamation of several existing railways. It was the third largest railway system based in northern England, after the Midland and North Eastern Railways. The intensity of its service was reflected in the 1,650 locomotives it owned. It was by far the most densely trafficked system in the British Isles, with more locomotives per mile than any other company. And that 1/3 of its 738 signal boxes controlled junctions averaging 1 every 3 + 1 miles, 6 kilometers. No two adjacent stations were more than 5 + 1 miles, 9 kilometers, apart, and its 1,904 passenger services occupied 57 pages in Bradshaw, a number exceeded only by the Great Western Railway, the London and North Western Railway, and the Midland Railway. It was the first mainline railway to introduce electrification of some of its lines, and it also ran steamboat services across the Irish Sea and North Sea, being a bigger shipowner than any other British railway company. It amalgamated with the London and North Western Railway on January 1, 1922. 1 year later, the merged company became the largest constituent of the London, Midland and Scottish Railway. The routes today. Most ex-Landwehr routes are now operated by Northern. Manchester Victoria Station has been rebuilt in a more modest form and retains the former terminal building. The Caldervale line, as named by West Yorkshire Metro, is also operated by Northern and uses a large part of the former Landwehr. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like our vid and subscribe to our channel.